What's going on, people? It's your boy Keem. It has been a while since we have seen each other, or since you've seen me through the video. Things that got crazy. It's actually finals week for me. I'm actually gonna do a video on kind of like what happened in between that last video, week 3, I believe it was, and then up to now. Nothing like crazy happened in my life. It was just really like, making sure I stayed on top of my classes, joining extracurricular activities and, things like that. So I kind of detail that in another video. I really want to focus this video on kind of like how I got to Hopkins and kind of like the requirements, what I did, some of my statistics and things like that. I'll actively like go through like their updated admission criteria and kind of like compare it to what I did and stuff like that. So a bachelor's degree and something else other than nursing. So majority of those who go to college and already know that, nursing is kind of going to be at the forefront of their major, they automatically pick the major of Bachelor of Science in Nursing. So that's the BSN portion. And what I mean by obviously having a bachelor's degree in something else other than nursing, so you can have a bachelor's degree in business, a bachelor's degree in biology, you can have a bachelor's degree in art, and whatever, literally anything but nursing. But you just had to have those core classes that kind of like the core science classes, I would say, that kind of like okay, they have a little bit of science background. They're going to transition into our nursing program, efficiently. And then it says a GPA of 3.0, and I feel like this is like a common thing. Like I've gotten asked like questions from like people who were interested in the program and people who actually are actively like in the process of the program, didn't know they should continue and things like that. And I always like reassured them, like, just keep going, keep pushing, don't let the admission criteria like really scare you, because I believe one person said that they had like a 3.1 or something like that, and it was low. They feel like they wouldn't get in. I can say the best part about Hopkins is they look at you on a holistic approach. Like, academics is good and everything like that, but you can't be a good nurse. In my opinion, you can't be a good nurse if you don't have good people skills, communication, like leadership and things like that. So obviously they'll see that on your application as well, and that'll like boost, that'll like kind of like aid in the like, oh, okay, you're more than just academics. You got the academics down, but you can also show that you're a leader and you have good leadership skills. And they also like to look at that. So that's also important. For me, my GPA, I want to say my undergraduate GPA, again, I have a bachelor's in biology, minor in chemistry. My undergraduate GPA, I want to say, was a 3.39, I think. It was a 3.39, definitely above a 3.3. And my master's, because I also did a master's program in between this program and undergrad. During that year, I did a master's of science in health sciences, and that kind of just came about because I was like trying to figure out what I wanted to do during this gap year, and I knew I had certain interests and things like that. So I did come across this master's of science in health sciences program. It was a good program. So I also do have a master's. And that GPA was, I want to say, again, probably 3.4, like around the same range as my undergrad. And I don't think, like, obviously, like, I guess I would say that they obviously looked at both, but I took more of science classes in undergrad, which, it's common for everyone to do that. 3 letters of recommendation. Luckily I had, I didn't have too much issue trying to get this. I had to make sure I had always established a great rapport and relationship with the majority of my professors and employers and anyone who I did like outside work with, outside of the academic setting, that really honed in on my character, my values, my personality, my work ethic, really, like all that stuff like that. And that's kind of what I use. I think I used my manager at the current time, because I was also working at Hopkins when I applied here. I was an employee in the outpatient center. So I think I used my manager, I think for the director of the outpatient center, and I want to say maybe like 2 more of like nurse managers on the floor or something like that. And it worked out. And like during COVID, like everyone was like kind of intermingled, like all professions. And like if you were a tech, or if you were a nurse, or if you were a medical assistant, and they needed help in the command center or something like that, you were going to be working like next to each other. So that's also how I kind of established that relationship. Moving on, you need official transcripts. That's also another one. I mean, I think that's pretty much straightforward. You know, you can either get it electronically sent, you can mail it. I know there are a ton of different ways. And I know in Nursing Cast, which is the actual platform that I used, I'm pretty sure they'll still have subsequent classes used. I know like in Nursing Cast, there's like a section where you'll put in like all of your grades, like for the core classes and stuff like that. So they'll like specifically ask, what did you get in microbiology? What did you get in nutrition? What did you get in the lifespan? Like, you know, classes like that. So kind of just pinpoints out, okay, we're looking for this A, B, and C. It's good that you took physics and this and that, but your transcript will show that. So once you get that sent over electronically by the mail or however you do it, they'll be able to look at that. So that's also an important part. The sooner you can get your transcripts in, the better. GRE scores. Let me tell you, I did not take the GRE. I have never taken the GRE in my life yet. I know a lot of people, again, were asking, should they include the GRE scores? Yes, definitely include your GRE scores. Just because I didn't take the GRE doesn't mean that won't boost your application. If you're lacking somewhere professionally and academically, I'm pretty sure the GRE can kind of supplement that gap. One written essay beginning with fall 2022 applicants. So I can just say, I am thankful that we did not have to do this. Not to say that it wouldn't have been like an issue or something like that, but I think we did have to answer questions. If I'm trying to remember. I think we did have to answer some type of questions or something like that. I don't know. But fall 22 applicants, you will be required to write an essay. Spring 2022 applicants will complete 2 essays. So if you are planning to start at this program next fall 2022, or next fall 2022, you will have 1 essay. If you had planned to start this upcoming spring 2022, you would have had to have written 2 essays. Also, the virtual interview, video question, video essays beginning with fall 2022 applicants. And then obviously a current resume. And I mean, again, this is important too. Luckily, I kind of like learned how to make sure my resume had pertinent information on it. It wasn't overcrowded, and the information was easy to stand out. And that's entirely important. Do not overcrowd your resume with filler wording or filling wordings. Yes, you can have, you know, all these experiences and academic publications and things like that, but make sure the reader doesn't get fatigued. So like if you're looking through your resume and if you want to send me your resume, because I also do resumes up until probably next semester, so probably like January, I'll like help you with your resume, tailor it accordingly to make sure you have everything in there that you need. Moving on to the prereqs, these are actually important because so many people are like, I haven't taken this class yet, And for example, I entered this past fall 2021. So I had got accepted, I think January, I had confirmed by like March, and I had to have all of my like prereqs done, I think by like May or something, maybe transcript or something. Something was due by May. And I mean, that makes sense because I mean, if you were planning on coming to the program, you kind of like already have in your mind, okay, I need this, I need that. I think that's like #1 thing you need to look at as your prereqs and like understand, do I qualify right now? If not, how can I qualify? And it's, you know, something so simple. So again, prereqs, I'm looking here down on the computer, anatomy with lab, 3 to 4 credits. That's pretty self-explanatory. Human growth and development through the lifespan, 3 credits. Microbiology with a lab, 3 to 4 credits. Nutrition, 2 to 3 credits. Physiology with a lab, 3 to 4 credits. And statistics, 3 credits. I can say that out of those classes, I ended up taking 2 online. Actually, here at I was working at Hopkins. So here at Hopkins, when I was working here, I just took the 2 online. And you know, it was simple. It was a breeze, honestly. So when you look at the prereqs, please do not please don't get overwhelmed, I guess, by what you may have and what you need to get or where you need to get to. Because you can definitely get there. There's so many ways. As long as those courses are compliant with what they are accepting, you'll be okay. I know that some community colleges, like local near you, you don't necessarily have to take it here. You can take it anywhere that just qualifies per Hopkins protocol. Other than that, yeah, October of 2020, like around there, I think, is when I had like turned in everything. Got my offer and acceptance in January 2021. I was like, what? I was like, there's no way. Like Hopkins, Johns Hopkins, like there's no way. Like I'm like looking at the letter up and down, like, is this for real? Like, I just want to make sure this is correct. Ultimately, I had to make a decision between Hopkins and UPenn. I also got into UPenn. There were a couple of deciding factors, obviously financially, and kind of what I wanted out of this second degree, for the amount that I was going to be paying. Like, did I want another bachelor's degree or did I want another master's degree? And I think that's another topic that is very common, definitely, with this program. Honestly, with majority of these master's entry or ABSN programs, people who don't like really have a BSN in nursing, where nursing wasn't their first choice in undergrad. I think that's a common question, because it's like, okay, I kind of paid for undergrad, so like I'm gonna pay even more to get like another degree. Now it's kind of like, do you want another bachelor's degree? Do you want another master's degree? If you want a bachelor's degree, do you want to stop there? Are you going to go further? If so, maybe a community college or something that, you know, offers that advanced, accelerated thing for non-nursing degree people is more cost efficient. Or if you want a master's degree, if you know, like, to have a master's degree in general is where you want to stop at. You're not going to go farther to DNP or CRNA or stuff like that, but you have a master's degree in which you can still be a nurse manager. You can still do things that require at least a master's degree. And I know you'll probably read out there, you know, if you graduate with a bachelor's, if you graduate with an MSN, if you take the NCLEX, you're still going to be an RN. You still might get paid the same. And I personally believe, from my personal research, from whom I've talked to, both from the MSN and the BSN backgrounds, that it's partially not true. In fact, that, like I said before, it really just depends on where you want to land in nursing. Don't let no one else tell you where you want to land in nursing. You have to do your own research. You have to understand, again, obviously the financial implications of it, but you also have to understand what you want to get out of nursing. If you want to stop at the BSN, that's good. I mean, that's good for you. If you want to keep going to the MSN and go farther, but if you want to stay at MSN, hover around a couple leadership roles or management areas, if you land them, then good for that too. I mean, it's just really up to you. No one else is going to make that decision. It's really just you. At the end of the day, you're going to be the one who is hitting accept on those loans. And on the acceptance offer. So don't let no one scare you away and into that. I believe that is it for this video. Yeah, I just wanted to really kind of like briefly like come back and tell you guys like, you know, the admission criteria and what I did, kind of what to expect, I guess. And yeah, things like that. Overall, if you have any questions, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. My contact information is obviously on my about page, so definitely hit me up on Instagram or LinkedIn or email or whatever, however you can find me. Let me know. I'm down to have a conversation, to talk if you're still confused about things. But yeah, so on that note, back to studying.